Hi.
We are.
Well, the first thing I want to say is that the phrase that you and Jerry shared with each other has become kind of my mantra, and that is, we're just molding it into place.
Yeah, always that. Oh, joyfully molding into place. We have the fun of our hands in the clay. Yes.
And so my life has become less about what I desire in particular and more about the feeling of just moving along on the journey.
That's good, but you know, the more you're able to hold that sort of detached appreciation for energy flowing, then those thoughts that begin occurring to you will become more and more and more specific. And the truth is, the more specific they come, the more fun it is for you. But if you try to be too specific before you're ready, then you sort of derail it. So general, and then the more the energy flows, the more specific it gets, the faster the energy flows. It's like being on the river. When it's wide, it's slow. But as it gets narrow, it gets faster. The more specific, the more adventurous and exhilarating the ride. Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you my question. I've recently met two women, one whom I've entered into an intimate relationship and the other in a business relationship. Would you speak to the different emotional dynamics that you see in each?
Oh, we think you know.
And suggest adjustments that would help each flourish.
Well, the thing that we're really wanting you to hear is the ready to be ready to be ready to be ready to be ready. And one of the things we really want to speak to this is that so often as humans, in wanting to partner up, because there is a dynamism in coupling, there is an exponential adding to energy when two of you are focused in similar ways. It's fun to be together in a mastermind sort of group where your resistance is non-existence and your focus is strong, because there is more of that momentum that we were talking about, and therefore more adventure and more sensation of accomplishment. But so often as humans, you want to find a person that satisfies all of the layers and all of the interests of your life experience. And that's what keeps you, for the most part, from having meaningful experiences, because you're wanting them all to be compiled in one person, rather than allowing the universe, who knows what you want and knows what the path of least resistance, your inner being and law of attraction have the capacity to bring you satisfaction relative to intimacy and relative to thought processes and relative to business enterprises. And it really is so much better if you don't ask for it all to come through one particular relationship. Do you follow? So if you're thinking of the satisfaction factor and you're finding satisfaction with different people for different reasons, that is really the ultimate experience that you intended as you decided to come forth into physical experience. Sometimes you have a wonderful relationship that is satisfying in so many ways, and it tends to get you off balance because you equate the success of satisfaction that you have found with that person. And then you're sort of doomed, because no one person has the responsibility or even the capacity to stay focused so precisely on what's important to you to keep your stream open and flowing. So we would encourage you to be clear about what your intentions are, and then look for satisfaction where you find it, and trust that this vortex that knows what you want will guide you to the specifics of all of it. It could be. It isn't, but it could be. It isn't, but it could be. It might be, but it isn't, but it might be. We're not teasing with you. We're feeling the vibration that you have around this. It is a possibility that your impulses will lead you to a specific relationship that would satisfy a myriad of intentions that you hold. But that puts so much responsibility on that person, and those relationships are almost always doomed from the start. It's like saying to someone, oh, you satisfy me in all of these ways, and I'm good with that, and don't let me down. Where if instead you present yourself authentically as a person who knows how to reach for thoughts and find satisfaction, so that you have a relationship with your inner being that is the reason that you feel so good so much of the time, and then you have a myriad of life experiences that reflects this alignment, that's how you meant for it to be. Can you feel how backwards it is? I need this relationship so that I can feel these ways, or I feel these ways and then I have these relationships. So you're asking us to help you choose between two really wonderful things that right now we would not choose between, because you're in the process of getting ready to be ready to be ready to be ready. And you're not going to like this, but we do. No one really likes this part, but we really do. While you would like getting ready to be ready to be ready to narrow it down to fewer choices so that you're more sure, we want it to widen to many, many more choices. Many more choices of interaction with many more others, because there's so much potential for satisfaction when you allow yourself to be free in the world. And when you literally mean, when you say to your vortex, I know there's a whole lot in there and I want to get tuned into it so that I can experience the best of all that I am. Just think about what you're bringing to the table, and don't worry about what anybody else is bringing. Focus on what you're bringing to the table and let law of attraction fill in the details, and then watch how much fun you have. Now, this answer was threatening to so many of you, because you want to just find one person and live happily ever after. And we're not discouraging that. We just think that you could be living much more happily ever after if you were broader in your relationships on different subjects. In other words, don't you want to play tennis with someone who can play? Don't drag that poor girl out there. She doesn't want to play tennis. Go find somebody that plays tennis and play tennis. And don't make her know what you know about business. And don't make her cook either. You get what we mean. You get what we mean?
I do.
Yeah.